One thing that I wrote in the book, in my book, The Bold Ones, is this idea of build something more viral
Right.
than your product. Build something more viral than the actual product. So I'll give you an example of this. There was a guy, his name was Alex Tu. He was the CEO of Calm.com. You know that meditation app?
Mm-hmm.
He created an app called Checky, like on a weekend, like a hackathon, where essentially what they did was they created this app where it would check how many times you would check your phone. And now it's kind of like you can sort of see how many times you check your phone. But before, it was like a new concept. And so this app, Checky, went viral. And by the way, when you downloaded Checky, on the bottom it said, visit calm.com. So it was something that went more viral than the actual product.
Right.
And it was able to build buzz. They got on like late night shows and whatnot. And I love this idea of build something more viral than your product. And I kind of see it already with, for example, Barbie. I believe that more people will watch the promos of Barbie than the actual movie. I'll give you another example. We're dropping the special on August 15th, and God bless, everyone's going to go watch it on August 15th.
Yeah.
But I know more people are going to watch the announcement. They're going to watch the red carpet. They're going to watch the other pieces related to the Bold Ones more than the actual product. So our job is to build something more viral than the actual product, because we only read the headlines. In fact, if you actually watch basketball or follow basketball, more people follow the headlines, more people follow the takes than the actual game. What do you guys think of this?
I completely agree. More people are going to be watching the actual content than the content itself, and then
More people will watch the content than the content itself. That's exactly it.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a weird way of saying it, but yeah. And then those same people would be like, "Oh, yo, I saw everything you're doing about the Bold Ones," and then you'd be like, "Did you check out the actual thing?" And you'd be like, I saw everything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're totally right. And it's
I don't know, man. But I think the Barbie and Oppenheimer drop. That's like, sure, there's gonna be a lot of clips out there, which is essentially the marketing campaign. But a lot of people are gonna go watch the thing itself.
No, don't get me wrong. A lot of people are going to watch it.
Yeah.
But with most things today in 2023, most people watch everything else outside of it, the discussion, than the actual thing.
Yeah.
And I actually been finding something. I've been noticing something, and for some, I think Mazin listens a little bit more podcasts than you. I bet you will watch more of somebody talking about a particular controversy than actually watching the controversy or actually watching the thing.
Yeah, people talking about the actual controversy becomes more viral than what the controversy is. It's a general concept. I think he's completely right.
It's a dangerous idea.
Yeah.
The general concept applies to so many different things, right? You'll watch an artist's music video instead of going to see them live. You'll read the headline instead of actually reading the whole article. Like that kind of stuff.
You will watch a podcast
clip.
I'll watch. I'm like a nerd. Like I'll watch this guy on YouTube talk about a podcast that he hates on without watching the podcast.
Yeah,
like
without
I'll watch
watching
the commentary more than the actual product.
I'm a different breed.
Okay,
I kind of like would want to watch the full thing because I like to do the deep research. Like, if someone's making controversy about this, all right, let me watch the official thing so I can make my own assumption.
Listen, that's what everybody should be doing, which is consuming the actual product.
Yeah, like I gotta make up my own perspective on this. Even though, let's say, I'm a fan of like an ex-individual who is making some headlines and creating the controversy. It's like, yeah, I like your take, but I gotta go and make my own decision if I agree with you or not.
Yeah.
So
well, let me ask you guys, because you guys are world-class filmmakers.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Seriously, world-class filmmakers.
I appreciate it.
And doesn't it piss you off? Doesn't this idea piss you off? Because here you are making products and you're putting your soul into these particular products, and yet people won't watch the full thing. Like,
oh yeah,
example, like Burger Baron. With your last drop about the Burger Baron, do you think more people saw like the clips and the pictures than the actual movie.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think a lot of the conversations I've had, and maybe this is because of the lack of accessibility, because the movie is not on streaming yet. It's
Yeah, that's a
not
big
on-
thing. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everyone's like, "Oh yeah, it's on CB," or technically there's a 45-minute version on CBC that's free to watch, right?
Yeah.
Some people were like, "Yeah, I know you dropped that on CBC, but
CBC Gem, by the way.
yeah, correct.
Go check that out.
And they haven't actually watched it. They just watched like, oh, this is so cool. Like I love Burger. Like they all have a story about Burger Baron, like especially being from Alberta, because the film is shot all over Alberta. And yeah, everyone has an opinion about it, but haven't actually watched the story.
Right.
And to this day, actually, some people don't even know the story of it. Some of the conversations like, oh, yeah, the Lebanese guys. Yeah, but did you actually know it wasn't Lebanese people who...
Right.
So
right.
it's just kind of like, yeah, you're right. So a lot of people know about the buzz, know about the thing itself, because it made headlines, but no one actually went and watched it.
Does that piss you off, though?
Does it piss me off?
Because it's like, go watch the film.
Yeah.
And I know you
Yeah.
guys weren't like you guys weren't like the main bodies on this. There was other
Yeah.
people, right?
Yeah.
This wasn't
Yeah.
was this a bad feels? This wasn't a bad.
No,
It's a back road.
Yeah, it's a backroads production.
Yeah.
And then we were just simply hired a cinematographer and live sound.
And sound.
But still, I
yeah.
mean, like, obviously we played an integral role in
Of
the
course,
creation
yeah.
of this movie. So in a way, like, we feel connected to it. So in short, I would say yes and no. It does piss me off, but not really, because it's, as everything is in the world, the attention span of or the hunger to consume things and trying to get people's attention about a story that you put your blood and sweat into it doesn't always translate. Like at the end of the day, like the market's the market. Like if people like know the story and they wanted to watch it, then yeah. I've had many one-on-one conversations, and then those conversations led to people going to watch the movie more than like just putting a trailer out there and someone went and watch it elsewhere. I will say though, when we did have the premiere at Hot Docs in Toronto, we had sold out shows. The first show had a lot of like familiar faces, a lot of family and friends,
Yep, I
mostly
came
friends
through.
who came through. But the second show was complete, like a brand new audience.
Wow.
Like we had no idea, and they all came out to check it out. Now, because you have like movie buff nerds, and like they want to like and the title is very clickbaity, the Lebanese burger mafia. Like,
Yep.
what is this thing I want to watch? So there is a niche audience. And then I think there's like levels to it. There's like the niche audience that want to tap into this, like, oh my God, I'm watching an indie film that's gonna, be like on my favorite. It's like finding a new artist. It's just like your own thing.
Yeah.
Versus all of a sudden now you're mainstream, like Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer. That's like the marketing campaign on that is insane. Or Barbie, no different. And it's now going head to head to like becoming like, one of the most important, probably pivotal points in cinema, because this is a theatrical release. It's versus streaming. Technically, Disney just announced that Star Wars and Marvel is putting the brakes on creating stuff for them.
Wow.
Because clearly streaming is
Yeah, I
like
saw Iger was
so everything we're talking about here is all kind of connected in one way or another, right? So yes, as a creator, you want to get your stuff seen. You want to show your vision. You want to put it out there. On the flip side, there's a lot of these channels that you got to navigate to, like, where do you get the attention and where's that audience that you got to find, and then obviously like with distribution, and I mean I'm just going all over the place here, but you get what I'm saying?
100%.